Black and White Nation. It's a shocker, right? It's an absolute shocker that we are live right now.
Yep, we're back.
It's been a minute, man.
We're back.
It's been a minute now.
For full disclosure, and I don't know if a lot of people realize this or not, because I've often wondered because of how we've divvied up the channels now and taking responsibility or trying to work various channels on our own. For full disclosure, there has not been any kind of falling outs.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Literally nothing's changed.
Yeah, we're live every Friday for the member stream at this time.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Become channel members and help support us. Just click the join button, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have it on the 2 channel or the football channel.
Occasionally, I still do a main channel video. The only reason I don't now is because, well, I'm working 2 other channels all the time.
Yeah, yep.
And
WNBA
this is
hot right now.
Go time. This is go time. Hell froze over because we're doing WNBA videos. I never thought that would be a thing. And of course, the football channel is the new football channel is showing its ass since its emergence. You know, we got what 4,000 subscribers in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we had
pretty good.
4,340 something over there.
Yeah,
and I believe that the 2 channel, man, is going to hit 100,000 subs in the next month to 2 months.
It could.
Yeah, it could.
Dude, think about this. I got thinking about this. If you count preseason, we've now got a Mystics game. Somebody went after Caitlin Clark. We got an altercation last night between the Atlanta Dream and Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese. So there's been, between regular and preseason, there's been 5 games. And there's been 3 altercations of players trying to get after Caitlin Clark.
Yep. And I saw your video this morning, man. Angel Reese is doing what she's doing best. She's missing layups and getting rebounds.
Dude, this is what an argument. I'm serious. I said in my video, I said she literally set women's basketball back like 400 million years. She's playing with dinosaurs and velociraptors and shit around her right now.
She hasn't improved at all in a game, huh?
Dude, there was all this bragging going on about how much she was in the lab and, oh my God, look at what she did in Unrivaled. First of all, this should prove to everybody, Unrivaled, that's a total and complete joke. That's Def Jam comedy. That's a joke. That's Showtime at the Apollo kind of jokes. Okay, that's Johnny Carson. Because if she's Defensive Player of the Year in Unrivaled, she ain't getting a block in the WNBA. She's 6'4". She can't get a block.
Yep.
You can't get a block. And she's not even killing it really with defensive rebounding. It's all offensive. We're here again. Missed layups. Getting her own rebounds. I mean, it's crazy. It really is.
Yep. Let me, I guess I see A. Ramos here. He says, is this the member stream today? Actually, the member stream canceled today because we're going live today, and A. Ramos is always on the member stream. So, but we decided to go live. We decided this yesterday. We need to go live.
Switch it up a little bit.
Switched up over here, but we'll be back to regular Friday member streams here.
Hey, and John, can I acknowledge the chat real fast?
Go ahead.
Okay, Bobcat Philo 34. What's up? Truth 1. Laura, Texas Yote Hunter, Weird Energy 700, Oz Good Photos, Paul Strouth, Jesse Bolt, Robert, Connor Akers, as always. He's always in the member stream. Taryn Reed, John Paints Arts, Lord Vulcan, Unbroken American, King Birdman 30, Lil Twilight, Inger J. Denny, Zachary Zedlin, Aaron, Derek W., Ivan E., Albert Ramos Jr., of course, is a channel member as well.
He's a locals member.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He's on locals. Yeah.
Econ Ease. Econ Ease, also a channel
Long-time
member.
supporter. Yep.
Yep. Cali Bills, Daniel Martin, Trixie, Brian Livingston, John Klink, Jawa 1992, and some people are saying, you guys, and that's I think that's as far as I'm going to go. Yeah. I should have started that when we first got in here, but thank you for everybody showing up. Almost 500 people in the house. You guys kick ass.
Actually, the football channel, we got 24 people watching on the football channel. The main channel, 124. But Black and White Sports 2 is showing out with 324 people watching right now. And Rose, we got some super chats, man. We got to get to here.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's read those.
Hey, do we still have all of our bells and whistles for these people?
Yeah. We still got the bells and whistles for all the super chats that come in.
Break them in with a little. Let's do a little Rocky. Let's all come together in unison at the beginning of. We just hit 500 people are watching. 500 people are watching. Did you really skip my freaking comment? Dude, I was just reading off who was in the chat. Let's not get out of hand.
Yeah. That's 500 people in here. You can't read every single one.
Yeah.
So let's read this one first, and I'll do the rocking one, man. Connor Akers $2. Angel Reese, a.k.a. Mrs. Layups. Yeah, exactly. We appreciate that. So here we go.
If I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился сегодня.
and you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
I don't think Angel Reese can change, though. But anyway. Mick Walsh, member for 56 months. Angel Reese is an awful player in reality. Seen better play from 11-year-old kids than what I see from this horrible OnlyFans wannabe fact. Yeah, she always showing her body, man. Always showing her body. We appreciate that.
Thank you for that.
And I'm here to tell you, they got big mad at me for calling her out over what she was wearing. Oh my God, her supporters got stupid online. I mean, we're talking about wishing me death, wishing Melissa death. They got big mad at me because she wore that see-through outfit. Look, it's not my fault. I didn't ask you to show your breast. I didn't ask you. And yeah, I've got the right to criticize you for that. I do. I don't feel bad about it. If Caitlin Clark did that, I would call her out for it. I just would. It is what it is. All right. So yeah, I got to stop that crap.
Joe Woe 1992 for a $20 super sticker. We appreciate that. We got waffles and cocaine for $10. Angel Reese act like the hoe that raised her. And we got Yogi Fish for $10. Catching the Brothers Live. Great to see. We appreciate that. So I'm just going to roll through a couple of these real quick. Here we go. Let's try this one.
I shouldn't.
Do it.
And this one.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
And
I love black people. I love black people. Who's your mother, Jerry? You, my motherfucker! What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money!
oh man. There we have it, man. There we have it right there. But anyway, what were we talking about? I'll get to these other super chats coming in. In a bit.
Angel Reese. So, hey, by the way, we do have a new story in regards to this whole thing because by the way, there's been absolutely no proof of any racial, any kind of racist remarks that were made. They lost their mind.
I'm waiting on the investigation to end.
Well, get this. The WNBA is claiming that they may not even tell us when it ends, and they may not tell us what they find or don't
because
find.
they found nothing. That's why. They found nothing.
They've already found nothing. All right. And now they're in an issue. They're trapped. They're trapped. Like, what are they supposed to do? Because you've got the old fandom, the old WNBA fandom, which I think it's hilarious because they're now outnumbered by 70% new fans.
Yep.
And it's regular sports fans that have flooded into this thing that got interested in it. Number one, all these regular sports fans showed up and are like, what the hell's wrong with all these people? Dude, the drama in this league, when I tell you, I mean, I've never seen, think about all the drama we've ever seen with LeBron James. Dude, and we covered it all.
Yeah.
Man, you could, dude, 1 week
this is
of
on another
WNBA.
Level. No, Rhodes. One game. Well, the race car got played. One game.
It's nuts, man. It really is. And she made a comment. I want you to hear this right here. Can you imagine saying the following about going into visiting arenas and playing? We don't want to play in hostile environments. Can you imagine being a sports player and saying that out, going into a visiting arena, and you expect them to what? Not boo you? You expect them to be nice to you? She said, we deserve to have respect. And I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all are used to playing in front of absolutely nobody. Real sports fans, Philadelphia Eagles fans would destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
remember LeBron James. I don't remember what arena they were actually in. The two white ladies, he got kicked out. I believe he was just called a bitch. And that was it. I mean, even the NBA players, they're soft, but they ain't that soft.
Dude, I mean, I cannot imagine that, honestly. We're in a time, these people, there was a fake story. You know, NBA Centel, the fake parody Twitter account out there, and they put up fake stories. They put up a fake story about the WNBA has banned booing. And at first glance, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was real for a half a second.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I looked up and saw the account. And the reason I thought it was real is because it wouldn't shock me if they came out and said no booing at our games. And I'm like, what are we, juveniles? What are we doing? And if you bring this up, oh, you're a racist sumbitch. Oh, you're the Grand Dragon has shown up of the Ku Klux Klan has shown up. If you criticize, think of, these are just athletes getting regular criticism you see in any other sport. And it has taken them no time to melt down. And I'm like, I'm sorry if nobody's paid attention to your damn league before. Now there are real eyeballs on it. Yeah. And y'all already can't stand the heat?
Yeah, ESPN, they're not helping the situation. They're buying into the lies.
It's standard operating procedure. They got the race agenda, and they're pushing it now through their whole network. Look, this is a great comment right here. Right here. Angel will be on The View crying her eyes out. I said yesterday, she's about to do the Bubba Wallace, Jussie Smollett CNN tour, crying on camera.
You know what? I really want to see that. I want to see Angel Reese on The View.
Oh, me too. Good Lord, me too.
Boy, that would be glorious right there.
You know, Jason Whitlock's not wrong. He said the thing about it is these women are used to black lesbians watching the league. Jason Whitlock just come out and said it. That is who they're used to watching the league. And now that they got regular sports fans in, oh shit, guess what? Yeah, you got the white dude from Texas checking out your league now.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I mean, sorry, not sorry.
That first game between the Sky and the Fever looked like an NBA Finals game.
You sent me a message. You said, Jesus, it's like a playoff game in the NBA in there.
Yeah. And the WNBA should be embracing that.
Oh.
But oh no, they got to attack their own fans.
Think about it. They got one of the best environments they've ever had for that game. And they came out and publicly criticized, all because there was a noise played of a YouTuber that sounds like a dolphin.
And it doesn't sound like a monkey at all.
At all.
And that's the racism claim that I believe like one account put that out or something. No evidence whatsoever.
The damn coach for the Sky, Tyler Marsh, came out and said, we found out about the allegations when everybody else did. Wait a minute now. You're on the court right next to Angel Reese. You didn't hear this alleged racism that was spouting all over the. You didn't. Are you telling me you didn't see the torches in the crowd? You didn't see them torches? You didn't see the white hoods in unison all get put on while you were in the arena? That didn't happen? Oh, you didn't see anything. You didn't hear anything. Man, dude, we're in a day and time where every sumbitch on the planet has got a camera phone that's got audio.
Yeah.
Where the hell's your video at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the hell's your proof at?
WNBA released the investigation. Tell us what you found. Because anytime there's an investigation, Lee does an investigation, I always put out something. They're not going to put out anything. They're not going to put out anything because they have nothing.
And I'm not going to lie to you. If they came out and said they found nothing, this is the problem that they got. If they came out and said they find nothing, I'm not entirely sure the WNBA PA wouldn't strike them immediately. So I don't know what the league's going to do.
So you're going to say they're going to come out and say something to kind of make it seem like...
Dude, these activists run this league.
That's true.
What are they going to do? Think about that a minute. I just popped into my head. If they come out and say they don't find anything, all of a sudden, all these players are going to call the WNBA racist. Think about that a minute.
But you know what? If the NBA has some stones, because remember, the real power of the WNBA lies with the NBA. The NBA owners run the WNBA. And their quote unquote board of governors need to check the WNBA. They should actually say, learn from our mistakes.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, they could boycott if they come out and say, we don't find anything.
Yeah. Wow.
Man, they got themselves in a hell of a mess. This league is something else.
Yeah.
It really is. It's something else.
Yep. Rhodes, we got over 1,000 people watching us right now.
Kick ass.
Everybody make sure you hit that that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on Black and White Sports. Become a channel member. I'm going to read some more of these super chats that actually did come in. Where did we leave off at? I think it's right here. James Dean Foley, $5. Pay some respect to women's sports? ? Okay, I'll pay some respect to women in sports when women stop allowing men in the WNBA. Men to play in the WNBA. We got a transgender story too. We'll get to it.
Hey! Just hold on a sec. Just playing off of that because we all know about Brittany Griner being in the league, right? So, thinking about that comment for a minute, did you hear that they're losing their minds because at the Fever game the other day, fans were calling her out for getting arrested in Russia.
Really? I didn't
And
know
they
about
were
that.
losing their minds over that. And
Really?
I was like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute. You expect sports fans in a visiting arena to have Brittany Griner standing in front of them, and you think they're not going to give her shit about being arrested for cannabis oil in Russia? Jesus, hell yeah. I mean, it's shocking that a visiting arena is not giving out some kind of terrible towels or some kind of cardboard thing to hold up saying, with her in some stripes behind bars. I mean, of course, visiting fans are going to get after her. Seriously, of course they are.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Jesus. Come on.
Reach for it. $1.99. Mental health narrative coming from Reese soon. Thank you. Connor Akers, $5. And Michael Jackson used the BS proper pronouns. He would have been he. That's a good one. Xanthian Adventures, $4.99. Am I hearing things, or does Angel just nosy around the basket unless she thinks she can get a stat? Are you saying, like, is she actually missing on purpose?
I'm not gonna lie.
She can't shoot. She can't make layups.
It has crossed my mind that she might be missing a shot or two to stat pad. Yeah, it crosses every time she has a game. And to be honest with you, last night, which was the mother of all of her worst games ever, I mean, she's had probably 20 of those kind of games. And every time I've ever made a video on it, I have to admit, it at least pops through my head.
And they don't win either, do they?
They're a completely rebuilding team now. So they did sign some players. I thought they were going to be better than they are. They're terrible. I mean, they're terrible. And she's part of the reason, because they've got a young lady on that team that's 6'7" out of Brazil who could be dominant, and they push her aside to make sure that, Angel gets fed.
Yep. PC Gaming Guru, $10. Angel Reese with a single double. Embarrassing. Brandon, the anime guy, becomes a channel member. We appreciate it. See you on the member stream on next Friday. Texas Trav, $1.99. Angel Smollett. That's a good one. Brandon, the anime guy, gentlemen, is because of finding your channels that my love of sports was rekindled. 10 years with nothing. Now all the news comes from you. Cheers. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Connor, because do you think Michael Jordan being a part of NBA on NBC coverage will be enough to boost horrible ratings? I was thinking about that, and I'm going to say no. No. But I am interested to see how he actually does on NBC, man, because when it came to national games, man, Rose can tell you back in our day, NBA on NBC was the biggest one.
Oh, yeah, it was the best. It was the gold. It still is the gold standard of NBA coverage.
Yeah.
Of my lifetime anyway. I mean, that was must-see appointment television, was those Sunday double headers on NBC. And, John Tesh would, that would come on and you'd be fired up. You'd be like, oh, yeah. I'm about to watch the Knicks and the Celtics get turned into a hockey game out there,
Yeah. You know how you came up with that theme, right?
No, I don't, actually.
Oh, man. He told a story years ago. He was, I think, in his hotel room. And this was back, probably, when did that thing come out? Like 1991, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
There wasn't any cell phones back then. People had answer machines in their home. So he actually called his answer machine, and the thing just popped into his head, and he basically sung it on his answer machine. That's how it was born. Before he even wrote down a note. Yeah.
That's
John
crazy.
Test should be in the Basketball Hall of Fame too, by the way.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. He definitely should.
Is he
I
still
remember him
married
from-
to Connie Selica?
I
You
don't
remember her? The actress? You know, she was a big actress back in the 80s and early 90s.
I don't know who he's married to. Could be. Let's read one more, then we'll move on. Then we'll get back to the other ones. Angel Reese said, this from Waffles and Cocaine, $10. Angel Reese said it was about her too. That was a lie. So the only way for her to make that statement true is to make false accusations and race hustle. Yeah. We appreciate it. I don't know if and we do have people over there on Rumble too. We appreciate you guys also as well. Let's transition a little bit. I'm pretty sure we'll get back to Angel Reese and everything. But on the main sports channel, man, we have been talking a lot about the trans invasion that's been going on in women's sports. And this just popped up right here, man. I didn't know about this, but it's the People's Republic of California, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, you know? Right here, you guys can see California athlete changes for track practice in a car
Oh, God.
to avoid male teammate in locker room.
Oh,
We have
what the
girls
hell?
changing in janitors' locker rooms. Who was that? Paula Scanlon that actually said that? Well, doing the whole Leah Thomas thing back in 2022.
Yeah, going into
Changing
where
it.
where the janitor usually
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Coach Tuberville is coming out and slamming Gavin Newsom for this. Says here, a California high school athlete changes for track practice in a car to avoid the discomfort of a biological male posing as a girl in the locker room. Fox Sports reports the revelation came during a Lucia Mar Unified School District school board meeting this week, where junior Audrey Van Herwig made plain her displeasure at the trans athlete's presence. Quote, I strongly disagree with what is going on in the girls' locker room and on the girls' track team. So much so that I change in my car for track practice because I feel way more comfortable in my car than I do in my own school's locker room, Van Herwig said. And, oh, we got a clip of it right here. I didn't know that. So we can go ahead and play this. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Got to jump back over here. And we probably can't play it because some reason HEATS is messed up right now.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
It,
I don't know
it
what's
jumped
going
me
on
over
with
to
Twitter.
HEATS, but I can't play it. I can't play it. But Coach Tommy Tuberville says absolutely unacceptable. California Governor Gavin Newsom, you claim to fight for women and women's sports, but Audrey Van Herwig is in your front yard. Follow the law and protect women's spaces. He's not going to do anything.
No.
We all know that Gavin Newsom is out there trying to do this fake moderate act. He said that, it's about fairness, but yet he's done absolutely nothing at all. We talked about the A.B. Hernandez thing out there in California. Gavin Newsom hasn't said anything.
no.
The man is a fraud.
He condones this. We know he does. He's a radical. He's not going to do
Man.
anything about this. One of the craziest things I ever heard was I talked to somebody that lived out there, and they were talking about how so many citizens had just somehow in their mind acclimated themselves to, just accepting of these very left-wing, communist ideologies and things like this. They've just acclimated to it. And I'm
Yeah,
like, how
yeah.
can you acclimate to men being in women's locker rooms and compete. It doesn't make sense to me.
Rose, it gets worse.
Okay.
Let me read the rest of this here. Look at this. Van Herwijk has joined another LMUSD girl in making her actions public. The Fox Sports report details a previous public statement on the same issue where fellow junior track athlete Celeste Des cried as she recounted her experience having to change in front of a biological male trans athlete before practice while the athlete allegedly watched her undress. I went into the women's locker room to change for a track practice where I saw at the end of my row a biological male watching not only myself, but the other young women undress. This experience was beyond traumatizing. Adults like yourself make me and my peers feel like our own comfort was invalid, even though our privacy was and still is completely violated. Wow.
That's demented. That's so jacked up. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, there's
Big
stories
time.
like this all over left-leaning states. So we've seen it. Oregon, Maine is a big one that's in the spotlight right now that continues to try to defy Trump.
Yep.
It's crazy. It
is crazy.
And I can't understand why people would continue to vote for this. And the mindset, I'm sorry, but if somebody tried to do that, I'm thinking like right here where I live, if somebody tried to do that, do you know how many daddies would be outside the locker room?
A lot.
You better
A lot.
believe it. They would drag his ass. I can tell you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that around their daughters. No,
Yeah,
not a
and
chance.
And speaking of, right over here on Rumble, Efuso, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it incorrect, actually is talking about this here, $2. Says, notice we never hear about a trans killing in men's sports. Identity politics is not communist or left wing. We are a class conscious movement about economics and labor. That is liberal BS dudes. Yet you don't hear about trans men killing it. I think trans men killing it in men's sports. And Aaron Rodgers brought it up too when he was on Rogan. You only see it one way.
Oh yeah, you never see it the other way.
No,
It's about
because physically they can't do it.
It's about dominance. That's what this is about. It's about dominance. They can't cut it competing against their own gender, so they've realized, hey, we can go over, compete against the actual women and dominate. Now, you got to be a total puss to get any kind of satisfaction out of that. Where's your pride? And I'm not talking about that kind of pride either. Where's your, what are you getting out of that? You've got to have something twisted in there. And of course, I've continued to say a lot of this has been birthed out of the fact that we got rid of mental asylums in this country. People are walking around with mental illness that probably wouldn't be walking the streets today if we still had some kind of competent facilities for the mentally ill. That's part of it. You can almost see it going hand in hand, the decline of that. And people have said, well, they did a lot of bad things in those asylums. I get it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be run a specific way and make sure that the asylums are on the up and up and there's no kind of experiments and all that effed up shit we heard about from many, many years ago. But they should still exist. And they should all be amongst each other. If that's what they would, if that's how they want to be, put them all together. All right. But obviously it's turned out to be a danger to have these folks just up walking around and around everybody else. Let's quit acting like it's not Not about that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. Dude. No, we're not letting that go. That's what we talk about on Black and White Sports.
Actually, I was about to jump back to some super chats here, and because I believe there's quite a few from on Caitlin Clark and everything. Where are we at? Right, I think that this one here, Ruth Walter, $2 says, "Due to y'all loving the chemistry and the content, well, we appreciate it." Mick Walsh, the WNBA victim mentality doesn't wash anymore. Yeah, they are committed, man, just to destroying themselves. Yogi Fish is a new YouTube channel member on Black and White Sports. We appreciate it. Bookmark for 10 pounds. Scene footage from directly behind the sky bench before, during, and after incident. No racism, no monkey noises at all, from John the Liquidator.
Yeah. John's got a good channel. Yeah.
Waffles and cocaine, $10. They say Angel Reese has the biggest Instagram followers, but can't get them to follow her to TV ratings and arena attendance. Shaking my head with trash ass fan base. Her fans only show up for drama.
I got to tell you, I've said this before. Her fans aren't basketball fans. They're fans of her as a influencer and a content creator, not as basketball and sports fans. So no, they're not going to go to basketball games. They're not. I mean, she went back to LSU where she played and won a national title. Went back to LSU, not even half the building was filled. What does that tell you? You know, it's not translating. It doesn't work. Again, she may have a huge following online. That's great, but it's not translating to basketball arenas and to basketball ratings. That's not happening at all.
Yep. Xanthian Adventures, $5. Blame autocorrect. I meant Angel has no hustle under the basket unless she can make a play. Sorry. No worries. Redeem Patriot, $5. Angel doesn't open her mouth without thinking she can get a stat. A lot of people believe, man, she actually doing this stuff on purpose. We have El Profesor Oficial with a super sticker for $10. Appreciate it. The Black Cat Studio, $5. Greetings from the Shadow Realm. Appreciate it.
Good
Patel
Lord.
Ron,
Wow.
longtime supporter here.
Long
$5.
time
The issue is that people are validating degenerate and ludicrous behavior, especially with social media. Mental illness cases have skyrocketed lately. Yeah, based on some of the things some of these people doing, killing people, you're not wrong. Susan, how you pronounce that?
Kasmarek?
Becomes a channel member, though. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's awesome.
And Jason Alamillo, $5. This is like the delusional females that try joining and competing in men's sports. Is real. Johnny Rhodes, y'all are fucking great. Love you guys. Well, we appreciate it. You appreciate it. And we got Cheryl Denise for $2. And we have Brian Livingston, $5. I vote for not a WNBA. We've been talking about the WNBA. I'm getting confused. NBA D-leaguer to go to the WNBA to become a legend. I talked about that. Have the worst player in the NBA go out there and say, you know what? I feel like a woman. Put on the wig and go to the WNBA. That would kill the wokeness in the WNBA instantly.
He what would he be doing? About 35 and 12 every night, 35 and 15 every night? He might be worse.
No,
Might be
Let's go
worse.
60 and 20. 60
Hey,
and
that'd
20.
be some 50 and 60-point games from the dude. You could believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be ugly.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody. And this is what would happen, man, if a NBA player went to the WNBA. This is what would happen right here.
He dies. He died.
Yeah.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, it would be ugly. It would.
Yeah.
So I've got a little something I want to show here.
Okay.
Because we've got a Chicago Sky fan that has now come out, it looks like, to WGN, which is out of Chicago. And they are claiming that they were in attendance at this Indiana Fever game. And they're saying they heard racially derogatory remarks towards Angel Reese during the Sky and Fever game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but you remember the incident involving was it the Duke basketball player in college and the BYU situation where she came out and said that they were saying racially charged things out at BYU, and remember they disproved
that was the volleyball game. The volleyball game.
Yeah.
That got
debunked.
debunked.
They got debunked. That's right. The volleyball game. It was a big story for about 2 weeks. Almost like this.
Yeah,
and
we found out that what was her name? What's her name? Rachel Richardson.
Yeah.
We found out that
right.
her aunt is like some Democrat politician.
Yeah, she was an activist of some kind.
Yeah.
So now we've got
Whole
this
thing was a setup.
I've seen this picture, and I didn't really think much of it when I saw it until I noticed the person in the middle's got a Chicago Sky shirt on. Okay, that's so a visiting individual to the Indiana Fever arena. And I think that's Angel Reese right there in the middle, and I guess other players. So these are Chicago Sky fans. And one of these said Chicago Sky fans that I'm sure has absolutely no agenda whatsoever, right? I mean, Angel Reese plays for their team. They were in the visiting arena, so there just cannot be any hidden agenda here at all. I don't buy this. I can tell you. Sabrina Smith traveled with her daughter and granddaughter from St. Louis to Indiana to attend their first WNBA game in person, but the experience ended up being tainted by what she witnessed in the stands. Quote, we're sports lovers, period. My granddaughter is 12. She's beginning to play basketball and she loves it. We thought it would be an absolutely exceptional experience for her. It was exactly that until the third quarter of Saturday's season opener between the Fever and Sky at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. That's when Indiana star Caitlin Clark was charged with a flagrant foul. It was a common take foul, but okay. On this play against Angel Reese, inciting a reaction from some fans in the stands that Smith witnessed. Quote, of course, the refs are getting together at this time, so it's quiet. As soon as they make the call that they're going to upgrade to a flagrant, all of a sudden you hear the noise. What noise is that? Quote, I'm listening and I guess that's what I think. Yeah. I'm listening and I'm hearing racially derogatory remark and this and racially derogatory remark that. So she's saying she heard two different things right there, this and that. My 12-year-old granddaughter is with me, so I'm trying hardest not to react, making sure that what I'm listening to is what I heard. Okay, so she's not even sure that's what she heard, it sounds like. Then when Angel came up to take shots, they really start making racially derogatory remark noises. That's got to be the Dolphin. That's not even the Dolphin. But that's got to be the Flight Reacts guy that laughs and it sounds like
But also,
a
Rhodes, what is a racially derogatory sound?
I don't know, John.
What
I mean,
exactly does that really mean?
what does that sound like?
I don't know.
Okay, you're black. I mean, just tell me what would that sound
Racially
be? Yeah,
derogatory noises.
yeah.
You got me on that one, man.
Okay. Well, I don't know either. So I have no idea. And then when Angel came up for the shots, they really start making these noises, calling her racially derogatory remark, but yet nobody else heard it.
None of the players even heard it.
And you can tell she's up away from. Look at where these seats are. There's the back of the top
So
of the arena.
she's
I
almost
think.
in the nosebleeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Smith said, my granddaughter's looking around. I touch her and say, hey, pay attention to the game to see if she makes the free throw. I absolutely heard it. I did not try to react to it. They played a few more minutes. I heard a couple of more comments. Again, racially derogatory remark, and then another one. I really tuned out because I came to watch the ladies play. I love the ladies. Blah, blah, blah. Smith also said that both Sky and Fever fans turned around in their section to see where they were coming from. I know that's what I heard. They heard it as well because they wouldn't have been looking like they were. A day after the game, the NBA announced an investigation, and it goes on to talk about that BS statement about basically condemning sports fans
Rhodes.
from being sports fans.
Rhodes, I'm calling bullshit on this.
Okay.
I'm calling complete bullshit on this, okay? There's no evidence whatsoever. All of a sudden, why are we actually hearing about this story now? Why? That game was what? Last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
It's almost a week ago. It's bullshit, man. And the thing
let
is,
me just
also,
look.
We've been watching NBA games for decades, man. Have you ever heard of a fan screaming out a racial slur at an NBA player?
No.
Anything legitimate anyway.
Well, let's put it this way. I heard of it happening back in the early 60s, I think it was, maybe, or mid 60s.
That's before our time.
Hey, post 1975? No, I can't say I have. Ever.
But all of a sudden now the NBA, they're woke, but they never called their fan base racist. The WNBA is calling their fans racist. Something don't add up, man.
Why would those fans be acting any different than fans at an NBA game? Why would that be happening? I can't seem to get an explanation for that either.
Because these teams play pretty much in the same area as their NBA counterparts. So it's going to be the same kind of fans.
Jason Whitlock's from Indianapolis. He said he'd been going to games since he was like 4 years old and never once heard a racial slur.
Yeah.
Anywhere around Indianapolis or certainly at any of these basketball games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, honestly,
that's ridiculous.
Can you name me a more diverse crowd than a WNBA game?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Think about that a minute.
Victims.
A more diverse crowd. Victims. I mean, half the crowd's probably lesbian, for crying out loud. I mean, it's like a cultural melting pot.
Actually, tell you the truth, man, the vast majority of people that actually watch the WNBA, wait for it, white men.
Wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
That's the vast majority of people that actually watch the WNBA are white men.
Especially now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
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 It's very possible.
Got a few more super chats here to go over. And we'll jump to this NFL story here. Just Jules for $2. The investigation is taking too long. Such BS. Yeah, we just talked about that, man. Yeah, probably not going to get a public comment on that. Just Jules, $2, 17,000 cell phones, and nobody has come forward with video. Yeah. Exactly. Shematrix or Shematix, $20. We got a live stream. Holy ish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Believe it or not, guys, for the first 3 years of the existence of Black and White Sports, we did a live stream every week. Sometimes multiple times a week. Yep.
Yep. That is true.
We tried. Guys, there was a time when me and John, we desperately wanted to do a Monday through Friday morning show. Like you would hear like sports talk radio, 2 hours. We tried it. We tried it every day, 5 days a week for a month.
Yeah.
And to tell you, it didn't work out. Our views it killed our views on the channel.
Yeah, it did.
It hurt the views bad.
It did. And we do this full time, so the revenue was definitely a hurting too.
Yeah.
Over here on Rumble, Ifuso for $1 on 2 different ones over here. It says WNBA really needs a real Magic Johnson to Caitlin's Larry Bird. Isn't professional sports the ultimate diverse merit-based system? Yeah. One would actually think it would actually be Angel Reese would actually be the Magic Johnson to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird.
She don't have that kind of skill, man. Let's not do that to Magic.
No, she don't.
Dude, she's closer. And I almost feel like this is a little insulting. She's much closer to Andre Drummond than Magic. You remember Andre Drummond? I'm just gonna throw up, 18 meaningless points and get 10 meaningless rebounds. I mean, that was the guy. It reminds me of Andre Drummond. And again, that almost feels sort of insulting now that we're getting a bigger sample size of Angel Reese. That almost feels a little like a reach, frankly.
Yeah. Connor Erica's $5. How much do you think the media played a role in Michael Jackson eventually dying? I don't really know. I mean, he was doing his own thing, really. I mean, I'm not going to blame the media for Michael Jackson.
Well,
basically ODing.
And the media at the time was not in the same place that it is today. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah, that was 2009. Man.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been that long. Yeah. Patel Ron, $2. Do white men watch the WNBA for gambling reasons? I don't know. I'm not a white man.
No. I'm going to tell you what's I'm going to tell you what's happened. A lot of people have adopted this Indiana Fever squad as sort of America's team of women's sports. All right, between Caitlin Clark and there's a lot of players to actually like, believe it or not. We've even got a couple of players that have on that team that's got, I can't believe I'm going to say this, actually the same political ideologies, which means those two players probably ought to watch their asses these days, which in itself takes a certain amount of braveness in that league, I think, to go into work every day knowing that they hate your ideology, they hate everything you stand for. Is Natasha Cloud came out and slammed Sophie Cunningham for voting the way she did, and this and that and the other. To be honest with you, and I've seen, I think about 3/4 of all the new fans, and I'm going to keep it real. This may hurt some feelings. I think 3/4 of the new fans are MAGA supporters. I believe that. I shit you not. 3/4. I think there are more MAGA supporters in viewers now in the WNBA than there are the old fans. They wouldn't like that very much, but I think that's a fact. I can tell that's a fact by the views and the response on that channel. I can tell that, and seeing the followers. I know as I continue to grow reach on Twitter, I mean, you can tell it's a more conservative fan base that has come into the league and that's watching. And you know how I also know? The amount of money that's being spent on the league now. Now, I mean, let's be honest. When a certain group of people that you and I know and align with show up to support something, do you know how randomly all of a sudden the monetary value of said whatever it is goes way up?
Yep.
Oh, it's because the folks with the money just showed up in the house. Yep. the folks with the money that's got jobs and stuff just showed up. that just happened.
Larry, $2. Black and white sports rock. Truth, nothing but truth. We appreciate it. Josh Posel, $5. Hey, why would a white racist go to a game 90% black? They watch tennis. That's a good question, man. Why, if you're so racist, why would you actually go and watch?
They wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
They would.
Maybe they'll watch on TV, but they ain't about to spend money and get those
I would
girls
venture
paid.
to say they wouldn't even watch it on TV.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Radio blimp mode, $5. Angel Reese is more like Tragic Bronson. See, Shaq in the Fool. Yeah, we appreciate those super chats that just came in.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
All right, let's get into this one last story here, Rhodes. Roger Goodell, man.
Yeah.
He's been the commissioner of the NFL since, what year was that? 2005, 4? I can't remember exactly when he became the commissioner, but I remember one of his first acts, man, he punished Roethlisberger for that bathroom incident with that girl. He laid the smack down.
We've got to be in the 20-year range.
Yeah,
with
pretty
Roger,
close.
I would say.
But apparently he isn't going anywhere because it looks like the owners are about to extend him. Now, I believe if the NFL was going the way of the NBA, they would have fired him. But the NFL keeps making money, and that's what it's all about. So they're going to extend him over here, and this is Mike Florio right here. It says Mike Florio and Chris Sims discuss how long they think Roger Goodell will remain the commissioner of the league and acknowledge the challenges that come with the job. Let's listen to this.
The commissioner, according to The Athletic, reportedly expected to receive contract extension from the owners this week. Why would he ever leave? He's 66. And it's possible there was a conversation between the commissioner and someone on this show a couple of years ago where the hypothetical, how long will we do our jobs, came up. And one of us might have said, shit, why stop? And the other one said, there's no way I'm going to be doing this when I'm 80. And I remember thinking, there's a chance he's going to be doing it when he's 80.
Well, we'll see where that goes. But either way, I mean, contract extension, deserving. I'm certainly not going to be one to sit here and go, oh, my gosh, I can't believe that. I mean, Roger Goodell, yeah, he's going to get paid a lot of money. But, damn, it's a tough job. I know that. He's got to deal with a lot of crap, and the league is as popular as ever, and we've talked about it, and it's dominating America. And when the first round of the draft is doing better ratings than other sports championship games, that's when you know the sport is doing damn good. So, I'm certainly not going to say too much negative about Roger Goodell.
Two things can be true. It can be true that he has presided over and helped engineer, whether deliberately or accidentally, like the whole draft thing was an accident. The draft becoming what it is now, the road show, was an accident, but he took advantage of it. It's possible that he's done incredible things as it relates to the growth of the game and the growth of the revenue. And it's also possible that there are concerns about the way he runs the league. There are concerns about the way he uses his power. There are concerns about whether or not he's making decisions in the best interest of the game. There's concerns about how they're handling gambling. I mean, it's possible he's done a great job, but there are things that can be done better. And it's okay to say those things and feel that he's also doing a very good job.
That's right.
Yeah. So you heard that right there.
Yeah.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
I mean, like they said, man, the league keeps making money. He keeps making the owners rich. He's not going anywhere.
That's true. Now, if I was to play devil's advocate, I would say, well, could you have had any kind of competent person in charge in Goodell's place, and they would be looked at the same just based on one particular thing alone? The rise in television media rights contracts over the course of the last 20 years because of the increase in ratings, that would have happened regardless of who was in charge. Okay? Roger Goodell didn't do that. That's what exploded the popularity of the league, was as television ratings went up, the media rights deals got bigger, and at the exact same time, you had the rise of fantasy football. All right? The rise
sports
of fantasy
gambling, too, now is huge, too.
And sports gambling. I could argue Roger Goodell may have done some things that's actually held the league back a little bit at times, whether it's, jumping knee deep into all these social justice issues or whatever it is they've done. Now, he's tried to back way off of that. And oddly enough, I think if you gave Roger Goodell truth serum, his political alliances might surprise everybody, actually. But I just don't think it's him per se that has been responsible for the rise of the league. And it doesn't matter. I don't know if people understand. The commissioner works for all the owners.
True.
All right. He is a puppet, and they are the puppet masters. He carries out the bidding of the owners. So if you see something done, then it's by way of ownership in the league. All right. And this week, and really he, just to show you how little power he kind of has, he wanted the tush push to be banned. He did. And guess what?
He got saved by one vote.
The owners said, nah, we're not ready to ban this thing yet. All right.
Yeah.
A lot of Mike Vrabel and some of the other ones came out and was like, no, how about stopping it? How about figuring out how to stop it?
I'll say this, man. I believe that Jerry Jones, say what you want about him, the way he's running the Cowboys, but when it comes to the league, one of the reasons why the Rams are in LA is because Jerry Jones wanted them in LA. Had nothing to do with Roger Goodell.
I know where you're going with this. And you're right. You're 110% right. Look, Robert Kraft, John Mara, Jerry Jones, and Stan Kroenke run the league.
Yeah.
Those four owners essentially run the National Football. Clark Hunt, you could put in there too. The
Hunt family.
Yeah, the Hunt family. So those owners are actually, they're the master. I mean, Brown up in Cincinnati, he's got no power.
Yeah.
And Mark Davis, as much as I love him and the Raiders, and just sort of how he's always thinking outside of the box, and he just goes the other way while all the other owners go this way. Mark Davis has no power. He's benign as an NFL owner. And it's because he doesn't truly have, of course he's making a lot of money, but he's not like Jerry Jones.
No.
He's not like Robert Kraft. You know, they
But
got
also, I'll say this,
different
man.
kind of money.
I'll also say this, man. When it comes to rule changes, that's normally like the competition committee, you know, probably some owners and stuff. The offensive explosion that's really happened since like the mid 2000s has greatly helped the game.
Mm-hmm.
Greatly.
Absolutely.
A bunch of quarterbacks throwing for 4,000 yards, man, 5,000 yards. In the 90s, man, you only had like, what, 1-2 quarterbacks that probably threw for 4,000? 3,000 was the gold standard.
And that's really sort of rising with the times, because to be perfectly honest, I don't love the game the way it is now nearly as much as I did 25. I miss defense, actually, believe it or not.
I love defense, man.
Yeah.
I love defense.
But we're
now
getting old.
They're probably about to go to 18 games too.
Yeah, that's coming.
They just switched to 17, but 18 is coming.
Yeah.
Why? Money.
Yeah. Well,
Money.
Probably within 10 years, we'll be at 20. They want 20. That's the magic number.
That's a lot of games, man.
That Goodell has been eyeing for almost a decade now is 20 games. So
But
that's where
I'm
this
not gonna
is going.
lie though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love baseball.
Yep.
When the baseball season ends, I'm kind of like, okay. NBA, when I was really watching the NBA and the NBA season would end, I'm like, okay. But when the NFL season ends, it's kind of like, man, this kind of sucks. And I think the NFL knows that. It's a different type of feeling when the NFL season ends. It's because the NFL, for the most part, it's a once a week game. You get to watch your team once a week.
Yeah.
NBA, 4 times
I want a lot.
week.
I want a lot.
Yeah. Baseball pretty much every day. But
want a lot.
it's a special event. I'm a Cowboys fan. Once a week. That's all you get. And you can't wait to see them till the next week. Or in your case, the 49ers.
Dude, it's just a different. The NFL season has a different feel to it than any other sport. Even as much as I love college football, because in large part, college football is the minor league for the pros, and I get to start knowing and following these players, and then I get to follow them into the NFL. Even as much as I love college football, it's not nearly as close as the NFL is.
No,
it's still not for me. It just thinking about, I'm like, damn, OTAs are 4 days away for some teams. Yeah, just a little juice there.
And to be honest with you, when it comes to the draft, I don't think there's a bigger NFL draft fan than Rhodes, man. I think Rhodes likes the NFL draft more than the Super Bowl. Rhodes gets super hyped up. Texting me, man. He's like, man, it's coming, man. NFL draft is coming.
No doubt. Yeah. Unless the Niners or the Patriots or somebody like that was playing in the Super Bowl, no doubt I'm a bigger.
Yeah.
And it's the one day where potentially all 32 fan bases could win. You could win the lottery during this draft day, especially if your team's taking a quarterback. It could change the complexion of the next 15 years of your team.
True.
And that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting,
Yeah.
Plus, I've watched these players coming in. I'm like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. I know all about Jackson Dart and Shadur Sanders and all these folks. Yeah.
Well, we're not even, when it comes to you, we're not talking about just the first round. Rhodes is excited about the 4th and 5th round. Mick also, man, Mick loves the NFL draft. And he's in Ireland.
Yeah. You remember when rounds 4 through 7 were well, I guess they're still actually.
Well, this year was kind of an anomaly because of the Shadur Sanders thing.
Yeah. I remember the first year they went to Saturday for 4 through 7. I actually threw a big party at my house. I had like 40 people over at my house. back when I lived uptown, and we had a blast all day long. We watched the draft and just partied. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Man,
I think
good-
that the
the good old
NFL, I think the NFL loved all that Shedeur Sanders dropping in draft drama because everybody was watching. Everybody was focused on the draft. Usually people don't care after the first round. People cared when it got to the fifth round.
dude,
And the NFL had to love it.
Watched rounds. 4.3 million people watched rounds 4 through 7 this year.
Wow. That's a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Then people are going to be thinking NFL draft is rigged. Next season, man, it's going to be rigged so they can get people to watch it.
Dude,
Yeah.
Sanders is going to be a huge story. People don't realize we got a live stream going on, so I can say this out loud. To give you guys an idea of the kind of fever and fire around Sanders, and I can tell it because we've got these channels. People are fired up about Shedeur in the same way they're fired up about Caitlin Clark, and I'm not kidding you. It's the same kind of thing. The way he moves the needle, like her, there's something about him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's being Dion's kid. I don't know if it's a combination of that and then him falling, but I can just I mean, if I do a Shedeur Sanders video, it's getting 4 times the views. It's getting 4 times the views versus any. I mean, that's a perfect gauge for us, you know? And something around him gets people fired up. And it's a love or hate thing, too. That's part of it. You know, we know there's a section of fans out there that detest Caitlin Clark. But they watch videos about her. I guarantee it.
They do.
They tune in when she plays. I guarantee it. But we've seen that with stars, real stars. Look at how many people used to hate watch Tom Brady.
Yep.
That was a thing. That was a real thing.
Yep.
Hell, people hate watching the Dallas Cowboys every week.
That's true. That's true. All right. We got just a few more super chats to go over, and then we'll wrap everything up. Where were we at? I think it was 3 more left here. Yeah, Jeff Poor, $2. Pure racists, black, are haters of whites. Xanthony Adventures, $5. I grew up outside Chicago and met Jordan twice, and Caitlin's demeanor reminds me of him in those years. That's probably pretty good comparison right there.
I can see that on the court. When she's on the court, how she carries herself, how she reacts, how she moves at times on the court. She had a shot, and I put it in my video, in fact. She put up a jumper, but it was a bit of a fadeaway, and she was sort of floating through the air off to the left, and I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen that since Jordan. The other night, I was like, I have not seen that shit since Jordan. And now that he did that kind of crap every night, you know, I mean,
true,
you know.
true. Xanthony Adventures, $5 for Cheryl. What about the Sky leaving before the national anthem? Wait, they left before the national anthem?
They never came out for the national anthem, I don't think. I almost did a video on that, and I didn't do it, and now it's been too long.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, evidently they decided not to come out for the national anthem or something like that. And I would have done that video, but there was so much other stuff going on. It actually got pushed, and it got pushed out until there was no more story.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Gotcha. Well, I think that's everything I had, Rhodes. And we're almost an hour and 15 minutes into this thing. You guys, we had over 1,000 people watching. We still got 722 people watching right now. We're definitely going to be doing this again. It won't be on Friday because we got to do the member stream on Fridays at this time. So
I would say today confirmed that there will be a weekly stream going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless we do it like later in the day on Friday. I think Fridays would probably be good. We do the member string in the morning, and then Friday afternoon. we do
Well, the
regular
only
string.
thing I want to make sure we stay away from that we don't want to cross pollinate, because I know for a fact we got so many subscribers that are also cross pollination. We don't want to go head to head with Friday Night Tights. I don't want to do that. Plus,
No.
I don't think we ought to stream at the same time they're on.
Yeah, I mean,
'cause they-
stream probably
they-
like around 2:00 or so. Maybe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
need to make sure we're wrapped before they go. So
Yeah.
Gary, he packs them in for
Yeah.
Friday Night Tights.
17,000 people watching.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, Rhodes, that's all we got, man. We appreciate everybody coming out. Stay tuned. It's going to we're definitely going to be doing this again sometime next week, probably next Friday afternoon sometime.
I
So,
would guess. Yeah.
yeah. All right, peace. We're out.
Till next time.